Hello everyone, welcome to the first Legit Fish technical tutorial, of which there may be more if there is interest. In this tutorial I will show you how to spoof your MAC address in Windows 7. This is a basic principle which applies to Windows XP as well, and probably Windows Vista, although I have not actually done it on Vista. Spoofing your MAC address means to spoof your computer's real address, or your computer's kind of like your computer's identification number or your computer's social security number. This is not your IP address, which is assigned by the DHCP server on your network. This is the address which is burnt into the hardware, your network card that you're using. The MAC address is the permanent address of your network card. A couple of reasons to do this. One might be to get past a network firewall rule to block your computer. When your computer is blocked by a network firewall rule, there's different ones it could be. There's different rules that could block your computer, but a very simple, easy one to use, which probably many network administrators would use if they knew about it, knew how simple it was, is to block your MAC address. And that is so, and the reason they would do that would be so that your computer could never go online on their network. Another reason to spoof your MAC address is to conceal your computer's true identity. You may have no reason to do this, but it might be nice so that your computer's MAC address can likely be traced back by the manufacturer to whoever they sold it to. So if you want to conceal what computer is going online at a given network, you may want to spoof your MAC address just so that no one can ever figure out that it was you who went online there. You may have no reasons for doing it, for concealing your computer's true identity, but it could be useful, particularly if you know that someone is trying to find your MAC address so that they can block you. Alright, so let's get started. First, you need to learn the name of your network card. For this, you need to go to your network connections in the control panel, ncpa.cpl in the search bar, and press enter. And you're going to look at the network connection that you are using. I'm not using wireless network right now, I'm using a local area network. And as you can see, the name of my network card is Realtek PCI GBE Family Controller. And that's the name you need to know. It will be different for your computer, but this is the name that we're looking for, the name of the connection you're using. So we can minimize that. Next, you need to go to the registry editor. This is not the normal registry editor. This is regedit 32, and it's REGEDT 32, not REGEDIT 32, just REGED 32. And you enter, and in here you need to go to H key, local machine, system, current control set, control, and class. And the class you're looking for is, it happens to be the only folder with E972 at the end of the first set of numbers. Double click on that, and you're going to go through here looking for the name of your network card in the driver description of the folder you have open. So that's not it. It's not in there. You're looking for it. Let's see. Driver description. This is it. 0007 is the folder I need to be working with here. So as you can see, it says the driver description is the name of my network card, Realtek PCI GBE family controller. And to change your MAC address, to spoof your MAC address, it's not actually changing it, you're going to add a string value in this folder entitled network address. So to create the new string value, you will right click and select new string value, and you need to name this network address, and that's network with a capital N, address with a capital A, all other lowercase and no space between the two. Enter, and you're going to have to modify this value. Modify. Now here is where you choose your new, or your spoof, your faked MAC address. There's a couple of ways to do this. You can really make it quite anything you want, but first you have to know the format, or how it's supposed to look. You have to know how many digits and how to write them. So to find out what a MAC address is supposed to look like, you can look at your real MAC address. So to do this, you need to run a command in the command prompt. You will type cmd into the search in Windows 7, hit enter, and type ipconfig /all. Enter, and once again you're looking for the name of your network card which you are currently using. Here it is, Realtek PCI GBE family controller for me, and of course for you it's going to be different, like I said, whatever the name of your network card is. And what we're looking for here is the MAC address, and this is it. As you can see, this is the name of my network card. It's called a physical address, but we call it a MAC address. This is what a MAC address looks like. 6 sets of 2 digits with dashes in between. And your fake MAC address can be anything you want it to be within those limits, but it is usually a good idea to make it similar to your real MAC address. 2 reasons for this. One is that it may not work if it's too different, as I've found, and I don't know why, but it does happen to not work sometimes if it's too different, like 12 X's or 12 O's or 12 zeros. So you want to make it similar. And the way I do this, I usually look for an E or an F and change it to an E or an F. Just because even if someone is looking at both the real and the fake side by side, they may not even notice because an E and an F are so similar in how they look. So we will go back to the registry editor, and we want to be able to see that, so we're going to put it up there. Here's our new string. I'm going to type 00-1F, make that the E to make it the new MAC address, and then we will do the E2 6B -D8 -F9. Now you hit OK, and that sets your fake MAC address. But in order to activate that as your spoofed MAC address, you're going to have to restart your network card, and that is very simple. You simply go back to your network connections, right click, disable it, and then re-enable it. It is re-enabled. Now if you want to see that you have a spoofed MAC address, go back to the command prompt and retype that command, ipconfig /all, and look for the name of your network card, and there it is. And as you can see, we changed that F to an E. That is now your MAC address, which will show up on the network routers of your network administrators. So now you have a spoofed MAC address. This is a useful trick for disguising your computer and getting past network blocks against your computer specifically. I hope this tutorial was useful and interesting.